my wish as a child to have like long Rapunzel hair, and like it's such a stupid wish because it's such a like a small thing, and people will say like, oh, it's just hair, but like it's so much more. It is like the entire essence of your, like, as you as a person, and like your personality, and like what you go through, and like the steps that take you to be who you are. Alopecia is an autoimmune disease, and it is basically where your immune system has a malfunction, like there's a disconnect between the brain and the body, and your immune system attacks your hair cells rather than like viruses or stuff like that. Just it's an autoimmune disease that makes you lose all of your hair depending on what type you have, and there's several different types of alopecia. There's alopecia areata, alopecia universalis, so that's kind of like the two extremes. But alopecia areata is just like spotty hair loss, and alopecia universalis is like full hair loss. So I lost my hair at the very end, or near the end of my freshman year of high school. So I was 15 years old. Something was like itchy, and so I put like my hand to the back of my head, and I felt this spot like right here, and it was like really small, probably like that big. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's literally no chance. Like, I didn't even know what alopecia was until I got it. My process of losing my hair was also just like very interesting and kind of at the extremes. So I lost my hair over the course of a year, like very progressively slow. With alopecia specifically, like it was just like, it was a big secret. Like no one knew about it. I always knew that like every time that I did tell someone, it was like a really big deal. Like that was something that I had to like have trust established and everything of that sort. Throughout this entire experience, like I always portrayed confidence. Like I never let anyone see what I was experiencing or what I was going through. But it was so tough. It's within society, like your hair is such an important figure of yourself. Like it can like be like an identifiable thing. It was so progressively slow, and I remember I would like sit and I just cry in front of the mirror. And like I'd also be like in like the shower, my hair would melt away and I'd watch it go down the drain. I'd go to sleep, I'd wake up and there'd be hair on my pillow. Like it was just like such a traumatic thing, and like watching yourself morph and completely change, and you have no control over it. And I'd sit and I'd cry in front of the mirror, and it was like this whole thing, and I'd just like be like, oh, I wish I had what I had just a few weeks ago. Like it's more than what I have right now. And then at one point, like my perspective just like shifted, and I always tell my mentees this story. I like looked in front of the mirror and I was like, I'm gonna miss what I have right now in a few weeks. Why the hell am I worrying about the past? Like there's no reason for me to continue stressing about things that have happened, because like I can't control the situation. This is what's happening, and like I might as well just enjoy what I have right now in the present. Autoimmune diseases can kind of pop up with stress because you're so inflamed, and you're so like, when you stress out, your body like feels it, like your nerve endings, like it's like a whole thing. And so I had some things happen, and like some deaths that happened, and within a week of that happening, I lost pretty much all of my hair. In a week. It just all melted away. And I had like a little bit like here left, and like I remember like I was like, Mama, I'm over it. It's not like the pain isn't worth hair. There's no point anymore. Everyone was crying in the shop, and I remember like I came home because it was so shocking. Oh my gosh, like seeing myself. But like even though I had so little before, seeing myself was like staring at a stranger, you know? Seeing myself was like so surreal, honestly, because like I also like I feel like it was like almost like a weight lifted off my shoulders, even though it was very different and like startling in a sense. Like I didn't have to deal with losing it anymore. And so that night I remember I got all ready, and I remember I walked in, and every single person that was in that restaurant was looking at me. And it took me a while to like really kind of get into myself, but I was like, okay, if everyone's gonna look at me, I might as well give them something to look at. And I feel like that's kind of the steps of where I got to be who I am now. And I remember one day in COVID, this man came up to me, and I thought he was like a guardian angel. He came up to me and he was like, you are here for a purpose. You are this glowing light. Like you need to take that and like run with it. And like you need to be this beaming light in life. You need to like show that and give that and like pour out to others, because you have so much of it. I really kind of found myself throughout high school, but really like the transition between like high school and college and like all of that, moving across the country and not knowing a single soul being here. That was really where I was able to just like exist. Like no one knew me with hair. That wasn't my hair loss wasn't my story. Me just being me was able to like become my story. In the past 2 years have really been the most like redefining for myself in general, and like such like a very beautiful outlet that I'm able to kind of like experience and like show the world who I am and what alopecia is. And like even though there's a lot of beauty throughout my first few years of college, there was like also a lot of difficulty, and it was really cool to be able to kind of step away from that and like experience things. And so one of my best friends, Tyler Teller, he got me into writing music. It was like such an outlet where I was able to fully express myself and fully like tell my story and tell the experiences that I've been through and that I'm going through. And I've been writing music for a little over a year now, and I just started recording my music, and that's been really fun. And I started going to the circus, and that also changed my life. And I got to just really redefine what that meant in my life and redefine what movement meant, and like passion and showing that and creating artistry and telling a story with your body. It's such a beautiful experience. It's taught me so much. It's taught me patience with myself. It taught me a lot about like learning how to love yourself, which I feel like can be a very like difficult thing and like a really misunderstood thing to like learn, but really just finding the truest form of self-acceptance has really been like the biggest part of this journey. And like if I told my 15 version of myself what is happening in my life now, she would not believe it in any way, shape, or form. And there's just so much beauty within change. And like we're always going to be evolving creatures, that it's always going to be something that we can do better every single day. But just like kind of finding yourself and yourself among your peers is like one of the most beautiful things, because that's like what can help you thrive and like continue on with that.